G'day legends, welcome back to Beers and Breakevens, heading into Magic Round, the mecca of rugby league, the best weekend on the calendar. Tim, I don't like you. You're doing better than me in SuperCoach. You're in the top 1,000. You said you were better than us. You spat on me and Kat as you walked in.
So rude.
I'm fucking off ya, but welcome in, mate. How are you?
I'm good. Would you like me if you were ranked ahead of me, though? Is it purely rank or is it personal?
It's a bit of both, but it's not rank.
More so rank related than personality, but
more so rank, yeah.
But not personality.
But I'm just going to take a moment to congratulate our fearless leader. Well done, mate. Top 1,000. Very
thanks,
impressive.
mate.
It's a very good knock.
I didn't know where that was going.
No.
Well, why do I feel like this is somehow going to be backhanded and come back in my face any second?
No. Credit where credit's deserved. You know, would have been nice to get a compliment when I won my third trophy. Didn't get one, but that's fine. But I'm going to give you some credit. I'm going to be the bigger man in the moment. You know what I mean?
How have you somehow made this about yourself?
That's good, right?
I'll give you some credit when you come up with a new joke for the first time in 12 months. Jeez.
Nah, you're flying, mate. You're doing very, very well. To be in the top 1,000 this early, it's like I think I'm 6,000 and I'm stoked where I am. You must be over the moon.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, good week last week, 1490.
Jeez.
It was a good one. That gap between my spot in 900th and 2,000, 5,000 and 8,000, it's slowly starting to get away a little bit.
And 39,000.
39,000, that's getting away a lot. But I'm not super comfortable that, I still know that I'm only one bad week away from being 5,000, so I don't want to get ahead of myself because I know the gap's not that big, but it is starting to grow a little bit. So
now, as the weekend played out, I had the VC on Teddy. I think he got 130 at the end of that game, and I thought, beautiful, I'll take that VC. I know that Timmy didn't VC him. I thought this is the week where I start to drag you back in. And then, to your credit, mate, I got a text on Saturday afternoon saying I've left the safety vest at home. I'm captaining drinking. I thought, motherfucker, that's hectic. And he absolutely killed it. Full credit to you, mate.
You're proud of me?
I actually am really proud of you. I had people in here in the room and I said, why are you crying, Roo? I said, don't worry, it's fine. It's fine. My little boy's grown up. A couple of hairs on the chest. He's ready to go. But big balls play. It's good to see. Now, over the weekend, you saw in the NRL it was carnage. Reports of 18 sin bins. It was actually 19 once we got rid of Kat 10 minutes into the game last week. She's back on deck. How are you?
I'm good. It felt worse than a sin bin. I've never been sin bin, but I feel like the feeling that I had last week, it was terrible. I don't know. I actually didn't watch the episode.
You missed out on the special.
I was pretty dead, but I did wonder what you were going to say about my reason for suddenly disappearing off the episode.
No, she got hit by a sit and bus last week. It was Red Rover. So welcome back in, Kat Mendo.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here. It's nice to feel well at the desk. Really looking forward to a normal episode.
We had quite a nice moment down in Melbourne. Me and Kat were at a venue and we're at a party and we were standing by a fire on the water.
Yeah, it was
doing
so
our
nice.
SuperCoach teams.
Really?
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
It was nice. Yeah, it was
And
a real.
on that point, I haven't seen you before tonight, Kat.
Oh, no.
A little birdie told me that you followed Rue's advice. What have I told you about following Rue's advice and not following my advice? Kat, listen to me, not him. Can you tell the listeners what you did last week?
Why don't you tell them what I did?
Rue's
Was
great
this your
advice.
trade?
Yeah.
Hey, I said a drink water would be a nice play. We ended up settling on. Did you go Ryan Couchman or Toby Couchman? You went Toby.
They
Toby
scored
Couchman.
pretty similar.
They scored pretty similar, yeah. Look, I feel sorry for Kat. I did sort of lead her down the Toby Couchman path. Unfortunately, that didn't play out the way that I thought it would. So I do apologise.
That's fine. But Timmy, lesson learned. Yeah, I'm going to have you on speed dial moving forward.
Thank you. You already got me on speed dial. Use me, Kat. Jeez.
Now, Beers and Breakevens in 2025 brought to you by Lontel, doing fantastic things. We just had dinner with the one and only Sam Rigney. He's about to sign up, one of the great fellas of all time. Absolutely flying the internet. So, guys, Lontel, the link is in the description. Go and check it out. I don't know how I'm going to go to Brisbane without my Lontel internet. I'm going to be in all sorts.
You will, but you can pause it.
I can pause it, and I will be pausing it.
Guess who else is going to be up there?
Who?
Probably the biggest Raiders fan on the planet, Andrew from Lornie.
Oh, boy, I forgot he was going up there. Now I'm
worried.
terrified.
Yeah.
I'm not even excited. I'm just terrified.
The Spy is as G-dubs I've ever seen someone go to Magic Round, but Andrew from Lontel, footy diehard, SuperCoach diehard, I've just got a feeling the man can go.
Yeah, I have no doubt he can go. Yeah, it's a scary prospect, one that I hadn't really fully taken in. Now I'm nervous as shit.
Especially if powered by Lontel up there.
Yeah. So shout out to Lontel, guys. Link is in the description. Go and check him out. Now, I promised these two a little humbling story from my life today that I haven't told either of them today.
I'm so excited for this.
It's so shit. Rattled the shit out of me. So I was going for a walk this morning, and I thought I'm going to go to the coffee shop where I was, get myself a coffee for the walk and whatnot. So I walk in there. I've got the AirPods in, right? I'm tuning into Case File, some murder. It's fucking unreal. I walk in there. I order, tap the old phone, right? Walk out. As I walk out, pretty crowded cafe, right? So I'm waiting for my coffee. And I thought I'll wait outside, get a bit of air. There's too much going on in here. There's probably like 20 or 30 people standing in this cafe. I walk outside. Now, as soon as I tap, my podcast starts playing again, right? I walk outside. I get about 10, 15 steps away. I get outside and I get this notification from Siri. Now, you know how Siri has no appreciation about your feelings, your emotions. She just bluntly says whatever's happening. Bluntly says to me, transaction failed. And I've gone, it's a bit embarrassing. And as I turn around, I realize not only are the owners yelling out to me as if I'm trying to run away from them, but every single person in the shop is looking at me, waving. One dude's like half out of his seat to chase me, screaming at me.
Thinking that you were leaving.
Yeah.
Without my
coffee, didn't even fucking have it yet. Yeah, but I just turned around, there was just 30 people yelling at me, waving at me. It was
that's heaps
and then I had to,
embarrassing.
when you have to walk back in with your tail between your legs and pay again, and you have to you feel like a need to explain to 30 people that you actually make money, but you just didn't have it then. It was I didn't enjoy it at all.
That's so intense of them.
Yeah, heaps intense. Yeah.
Like it's a coffee.
Yeah. And like I assume for the 4 seconds I was walking out, they were all yelling out to me and shit, because that's what I turned around to. I was like, this
Hope
is
that wasn't the local. You're going to have to find a new cafe.
Wasn't not the local.
You're going to have to find a new local.
Yeah, I was pretty rattled.
You can't go back in there and see the same people.
It was real humbling. So
no, is that the same one where you like keep bumping into people from your life? That you don't really.
One, thank God. I wasn't in Mascot. I was somewhere else. So that was probably the problem.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I thought you'd both enjoy.
I do enjoy that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was tough
I
going.
want CCTV footage of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I want to see the moment that you realised.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna be filed under shit that won't be happening. All right. Let's get into Teamless Tuesday. Now all games come to you from Suncorp Stadium. It is of course Magic Round. Myself, Timmy, and Mandu. We will be up there for the entire weekend. A bit of shit fuckery and enjoying ourselves and whatnot. 3 p.m.
3 p.m. Friday, SC Playbook catch up. The whole team will be there. Maybe even a Roo appearance pending your many commitments, mate.
Yeah, I'll be doing my best to get there, but if not, I will be at the Caxton for the rest of the weekend.
I'll be there for the other 72 hours.
You'll be able to find me. I'll be floating around there and whatnot, but I will try and be there Friday afternoon, pending a few other things. So yeah, very exciting. I can't wait for Magic Round, mate.
I feel better prepared. I feel as well prepared this year as ever. Like,
did you pack a second t-shirt?
Well, I haven't got to that point yet. I'll sort that out the morning of. I've actually,
here we go.
I've got a cracking kit, 80% sorted for you, Roo, which you're going to really enjoy. I
can't wait to hear what 80% sorted means.
Well, I haven't got it in my hands yet.
You haven't packed one of the sleeves, or
it's unconfirmed, but you'll like it a lot.
Okay.
But yeah, 2 years ago, it was chaos, but it was all good. Last year, just felt a bit underprepared for it. This year, ready to go. You've got some work to do because you were sick as a dog last year.
I was fucked.
You showed no ticker at all.
Mate, are you joking? I showed the most ticker. I was weekend at Bernie's the entire fucking time. I showed more ticker than anyone.
At one point, I felt like I had to walk him out of the Caxton, and that's just
that was the most ticker I've shown in my life.
We'll get to Thursday afternoon before the big weekend. Everyone's about to launch, and Guru, and you two will be about to jump on the plane, and Guru go. And then he'll start to get sick for the weekend so he doesn't have to stay out with his mates.
Mate,
wow.
I reckon I missed bloke that week. I didn't get out of bed until Thursday morning to get on my plane, and then just rallied the fucking shit out
You
of
also
it.
owe me for that because, like, bloke in a bar, 4-hour podcast recapping every game of the weekend that you're struggling to watch amid the chaos of Magic Round, to do that carry by myself.
No, I was there for that. I missed the week before. Mate, this is what I'm saying. It's one of the most underappreciated tough carries of all time. You know when Webke broke his arm and just showed the fuck up and played? That was Guru 2023. Four. It's 5. Yeah, it was 2024.
Nah, you were good.
Thank you.
But
I appreciate it. But yeah, really looking forward to Magic Round. Thursday.
No, Friday.
Friday. I'm blaming that on cats. Friday, 6 p.m. Yeah, I'd delete that too if I was you. Friday,
Never
6 p.m.
happened.
Sharks v Eels for the Sharkies. Itero at centre. Good to see. Hamlin Welle on the bench for the Eels. Charlie Geimer comes back into the side. Good to see after getting dropped 7 times in 6 weeks. Wild and Katoga on the edge as well. Itero, the big in. But more importantly, I love the change of name. I'm all for it. KL Iro.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's mad. It's fucking hectic.
Yeah.
I love it. I couldn't pull it off. You couldn't pull it off. We're not those sort of guys, but
I
I'm
reckon
glad he
I can.
You probably could.
Yeah.
Cat could pull it off.
Just a cat emoji.
Yeah. What's your middle name, Cat?
Rose.
If it was L, could have worked.
Let me just change my middle name.
That's a nice middle name.
Rose.
Yeah. Beautiful middle name.
Thank you.
Heaps better than Ruse.
Speaking of middle names, can I just comment on, obviously I wasn't a part of like the whole conversation, but I love how every comment section has.
I think you were here for that.
Oh yeah, I was really unwell.
You just weren't listening. Either you're half
I was
dead.
trying not to throw up. No, your comment sections are all trying to guess your middle name at the moment.
It's danger, I'm telling you. It
Are
always
you
has
gonna, if somebody gets it right, are you going to say it?
been. Heaps of people have got it right.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Well, I know
Anyway,
what it
you're
is.
interrupting TLT,
sorry.
okay? For the second week in a row. Okay, Itero, he's at centre. Big news, Hiroti out of the side. I think if you went Hiroti, I would consider it a success personally.
Yeah, he made 140 odd K.
That'll do.
It's you're disappointed. Like it should have been more because he got injured early-ish in the game, and at the very least, even if he did get dropped and he came back this week, like he would have had a bigger price rise. So it does suck, but yeah, he could have been dropped. You made your cash. Yeah, premature though. It's bugger.
Classic could have been better, could have been worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's move. Anything on the Eels, mate? Geimer on the edge. Just,
Happy about Geimer on the edge.
have you
still
still
have him?
got, No, I don't think I ever had him.
I've still got him.
Yeah, right. Interesting.
Yeah.
What's he
don't-
at? Like 240K?
Probably 197. What's basement? Not a lot.
He played like, oh, yeah, true.
He hasn't done much, mate.
He played last year, though, didn't he?
He played 2 games last year.
Yeah.
So he started at 232K. He's currently at 228K. Yeah, let's see. If he plays 80 on the edge and bags a bit of meat on Friday night,
Oh, mate, if he can bag meat, that'll be a godsend for
he's
next
going
week.
to do something good for me this year. I just don't know when.
Don't know when. Yeah. Friday, 8:05, Roosters and the Finn. The Roosters, they are essentially 1-17. For the Finn, JMK returns. Donohoe back on the bench. Still no sign of Maxi Plath. I was told he'd be back this week. I've been told he's back next week. I don't know when he's returning. We'll talk about him soon, though.
Yeah, no, I was just filthy at your mail, mate. But yeah. Don't know what's going on, but hopefully back soon enough. We will talk about him shortly, though, and nothing else of note. Move on.
Saturday, 3 p.m. Rabbitohs v Knights. Now, Saturday, myself, Timmy, Maddie, Hamiso, Kempy, probably should have said him first. We will be at the Caxton Hotel 12 until
12 till
2. From my experience, that means 12 until 1 a.m. We will be there. So come anytime
Contractually.
then. Yes. I'm sure Kempy will be there too. So make sure you come along. That'll be good fun. Rabbitohs, Grays at fullback. Aiken moves to the centres. Campbell Graham, he is in the centres. Wyden is at 6. Duncan gets his opportunity at the end. Very excited about that. Bench is a little bit all over the place. I think this South Sydney side is one to watch. I reckon there'll be changes here.
That's an uneventful team list for South Sydney.
Yeah, based on the last few weeks. Sure.
Over the
Crazy.
last 2 years.
Obviously, Trell mid out. Dodd just can't get a bait in the halves. And Josh Schuster on the extended had a good return in Cup last week. Did you happen to see the highlights from that?
I did see some clips, yeah.
Fucking, it was just Schuster and Cartwright taking the piss. Chip kicks, offloads. It was hectic. It was mad. Knights, Cogger at 7. But Gamble is on the extended, so watch this space. Maybe Timmy will play halfback this week. Frizzell at 13. Elliott returns on the bench. But the biggest news from a Supercoach point of view, mate, Thomas Cant hit the frog and toad. Thanks for coming.
Yes, but weirdly enough, a good Supercoach result because now that look, when he was on the bench played limited minutes last week, played 30 minutes or something, maybe even less, he was going to bleed money. So he's the most traded out player this week. He's probably a trade, but at least because he's not going to bleed money, we don't need to panic.
Yeah.
So the thing is, if you've got other more pressing moves you need to make in your team, he's still only one injury away from probably being an 80-minute edge and scoring well with bye coverage. So not against anyone selling him this week, but if you want to hold, no knock for a week or two.
Mate, especially, and we'll get to it soon, if Dill Lucas ends up playing Origin, could be golden during that period.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is impossible. Saturday, 5:30, Wars, Cows for the Warriors. Nikora at Prot, Capel on the edge, Tomato Martin on the bench, Cowboys 1-17. That might be the most least relevant Supercoach update of all time.
Yeah, well, it's a classic. When teams are winning games of footy, you don't need to make many changes, do you?
Yeah, it's not broken, Cat. You don't need to fix it.
Yeah, okay. Like I have a choice. My team's changed every single week.
Because you need to fix it. The Warriors and the Cowboys, on the other hands, they're good. We didn't get to your rank, by the way. We'll come back to that.
No, we won't. That's fine.
Saturday, 7:45, Tigers, Dragons. Tigers, they are 1-17, winning teams, etc., etc. For the Dragons, a non-winning team. King Togia, he comes in at halfback, doing very well in New South Wales Cup. Keen to see how he goes. Egan in the second row, Stewart in jersey 13, DeBellin off the bench. Jeez, I hope this halfback can hit the ground running.
What do we know about him, Roo?
Talented, a bit of a flary player from what I've seen. So I don't know how he's going to go Supercoach points wise, but I think if it all comes together, he could be interesting. I like him though.
Dragons could use a bit of flair,
They
especially
could.
in their halves.
I will say this. I said on TLT this afternoon I assumed he'd be on the right just because Flano's been on the left, but I had a few Dragons fans messaging me who reckon he will be on the left side. If he is, that makes him very interesting.
Oh,
Yep.
There's a big implication for everyone outside there because, Flano's got that left edge humming.
Yep.
This is interesting. Few implications. Firstly, if
dominoes are falling.
if King Togia ends up on the left edge, it's not going to be as dominant. It can't be because Flano, he's the man there at the moment. He's going to dominate the ball. It takes a little bit of appeal away from, firstly, whoever the left winger is. This week it's Corey Allen because Finau got dropped.
Yep.
It takes a bit of appeal away from Val Holmes. It brings the right edge into play a little bit more. My boy Moses Sully, who's very cheap. This is all obviously speculative, but if that does happen, it changes a fair bit at the Dragons.
It does change a fair bit of the Dragons.
Dylan Egan on the left edge, a little bit less appeal there. I know he goes into the middle when Luciano comes in, but yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, and once again, guys, just what some Dragons fans messaged me. Personally, I wouldn't be changing that left edge. I'd be keeping the ball play the same as it has been all year. But if he's just a left edge guy, Flano can play both. So I don't know. We'll wait and see.
Yeah,
but
he's knocking some serious numbers out in Cup. 7 games this year, 3 tries, 9 try assists, 10 line break assists. What are the line breaks at? Because that'll be, what's his running game?
Worth noting.
2 line breaks, yep.
He's in the top 5 for try assists, but so is the other ball player in the Dragons. So they've both been very dominant, which is a good sign.
Okay.
So, yeah, watch this space. We'll see how the Dragons go, and I'm sure we'll be able to get an idea from socials and shit during the week. Sunday, 1:50, Titans, Bulldogs. For the Titans, Dave Fafita dropped from the side. Pahulu comes onto the bench. For the Doggies, Hayward will replace Matty Burton in the halves. Moran back on the bench. Can you believe how fucking well the Bulldogs have gone this year and Curtis Moran hasn't been a factor? I love this guy.
He's good, isn't he?
He's fucking mad.
Pardon the pun, he's a dog.
He's a dog.
He's a bulldog.
He's a bulldog.
Yeah, he goes
Gives
good.
you best bulldog.
No.
Mad. See, fucking Jesus Christ. Taft's also on the bench. Shout out to Slytherin. Sunday, 4:05 p.m. Panthers. Was there anything you wanted to touch on with that game?
Your Taff and Slytherin call? What?
With the blonde hair, he looks like
Draco?
That is the most far-reaching comparison I've ever
Really?
heard in my
Wretch.
life.
get in the comments, stretch or not? I don't think so.
No. Blake Taff, Draco Malfoy.
Have you seen the hair?
The fuck? No.
Dead ringer.
Hell
But
no.
like every man and his dog that plays NRL bleaches their hair blonde at some point, and all of a sudden Blake Taff
Bro,
does it.
Jamin Salmon looks
Yeah.
more
But
like
Salmon doesn't
Draco
look
Malfoy.
like fucking Draco at the moment. Blake, leave it in the comments. You guys decide. You too. Fucking unbelievable. All right. 405. Panthers. Broncos. Garner named at centre. Thank Christ. Henry at prop. Tolau coming off the bench. Casey McLean has been dropped from the side. Great news for my draft team. For the Broncos, Willison is on the edge. Ricky's on the other side. Anything to talk about in that game, mate?
One I'll just very briefly mention, but it's like it is team news relevant. So Scotty Sorensen, I believe, is fighting a charge at the judiciary tonight. Probably been done by now, to be fair, but fighting that, largely relevant. Scott Sorensen is a bloke because I love him. I've wanted to own him in SuperCoach for about 3 years since he won a starting edge role, even at the middle at the Panthers, and I haven't been able to do it. He's 375k with a break even of 32. He's had a few little injury niggles. He had the 8 in round 3 against the Bunnies, so he's bottomed out in price. Then he was sin bin last week, so he's dirt cheap. I'm like, I want to get him so bad at some point at the price, but then he doesn't play 2 of the major buy rounds and he has a buy in round 11. I'm like, it's just never going to happen for me in Scotty Too Hotty.
Panthers forward Scott Sorensen has been unsuccessful in his attempt to have a grade 2 shoulder charge downgraded at the judiciary on Tuesday night. The forward will now serve a 3-match suspension.
3 matches.
Goodness me.
Huge. Stilly Tupanua set to miss 5. Trell Mitt 1. Burton 1.
I do wonder, does this force Casey McLean back into the team and Garner to the back row?
I'll tell you what, it might, but they've also got Maverick Guy sitting on the bench.
3 games.
What?
3 games. So whoever, if Mav Guy got him play round 9, 10 with Sorensen out and round 12 potentially, worth a spot.
Maverick Guy's been playing left edge in Cup, and I'll tell you what, I watched him play the Roosters a few weeks ago and he absolutely fucking terrorised them.
237k.
Yeah,
One to
Ivan
watch.
was on the sideline in that game. I think he forced his way in there from that game. So we'll keep an eye on this space, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do there. Sunday, 6:25 p.m. That's weird as fuck. Storm Raiders. There's pretty much no changes here. Nass is on the extended. That's about it for the 3rd week in a row. No changes to the Raiders. Nothing for the Melbourne Storm.
No, sorry, I was just circling back to the Panthers' edge, just because they're getting low on them if they want to keep Garner there. I mean, you wouldn't do it yet, but freaking hell, Isaiah Papali'i, a left edge back row at 480k. Just, again, one worth
that
watching.
That might be the answer,
they're
actually.
running out of options, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on. No, nothing on that game.
Worth noting too, Asu Kapoa, who's been killing it on the Panthers wing in reserve grade, was spotted back at Tigers training yesterday.
Oh, really?
So not only they might be freeing up some cap space for something, which is an interesting little watch. And the Manly Seagulls have the bye. Shout out to Tom and Eddie. Geez, that's bad news for Brisbane this week. Okay. Now we have got the NRL Physio, the one and only DCE, joining us once again. He's very excited about Magic Round. He always gets up and about, gets some time away from wife, children, and he just gets to latch onto us for the week. I'm very excited to see how he goes. I'm sure he'll be in his full fucking Dolphins kit from 1973, as he tends to do. So shout out to Yassini. We'll throw to him now.
Alrighty, fellas. Magic Round this week, the best weekend of the year. Let's quickly run through the injury kind of implications this week. I think the main questions I'm getting is around a few guys who have implications for cheapies. So Billy Burns, we've got Teague Wilton out with a shoulder at the moment. The Sharks have said 2 to 4 weeks. They've given us no information on what the nature of the injury is. I went back and tried to have a look at the mechanism, couldn't really find anything. So 2 to 4 weeks, that means there's a chance that he missed last week, he misses this week, he's back in round 10. So like my approach with Hiroti from a couple of weeks ago, I'm just not willing to take that risk. I mean, there aren't as many good cheapie options as there were a couple of weeks ago when we were deciding between Hiroti and some other guys. But yeah, with Wilton potentially being back next week at 330k or whatever Burns is, just not for me. If you're a bit of a risk taker, maybe you can go there. Hugo Savala, we've got Sammy Walker. He's not going to be back till round 14, 15 at the earliest. The Roosters got the bye around then, and I think he'll probably come back after that bye. So Savala, you've got a really good stretch. If he can keep that job, that he should be good. A few 20s in his scores, obviously, but hopefully he can jag a few 60s like he did this week and increase in price. And then Corey Allen has grabbed a wing spot, which is a bit of surprise over the Finau there this week. How long for Tuipulotu? I'm still going that he's going to be back kind of from round 13. I heard that hamstring injury was not a good one. He's got a history of hamstrings there. I'm happy to err on the side of caution with him, and he'll probably be back sort of round 13 onwards. So, you know, you're only probably looking at a week or two of price rises from Allen, but it's probably a decision for next week as well. Look, boys, the main concern this week, I think, and I've saved it to last, it is Magic Round coming up. The one rugby league guru, his fitness for Magic Round just has to be questioned. Going back over his stats from the previous 3 to 4 years, look, the first 2 days, putting up stats all over the place, you'd really be happy to have him in your side. But then the third day, 10 a.m. flight, he's gone. He's out of there. So I just don't think that's someone you can captain this week going into Magic Round. Seeing one SuperCoach Spy last year, I think he's a rock solid captaincy option. If Timmy picks up his game, then maybe you could consider that. But yeah, I just think at this stage, going off past performance, just don't think Guru can be your captain this weekend. So prove me wrong, Guru. Hope you have a good weekend. Hopefully catch both you boys for a beer. If you like injury analysis, SuperCoach, relating it all back to that, Magic Sponge podcast, it's out there now. Check it out. Otherwise, talk to you next week.
I'll tell you what, mate. I'm a VC specialist this week, and I wouldn't be putting a C on the big boy. Take a VC. It's the year of, you know, the great front row forwards, Payne Haas, Terrell May, Nathan Durkin, Adam Fanua-Blake. The big boys are fucking flying.
If ever there's a year to do it, it is the year of the big boy. You could maybe throw a VC. It's the year of the front rower. Oh, geez, it's a risky VC. Like, you could go low. You might not even turn up. You might, I don't like it. If you go an early VC and you don't turn up and then your C gets ruled out in the final game of the round, you're not going to have a skipper for the weekend.
If you've got Spy as the C, chuck the VC on me. I'm a Friday specialist. Back me.
Yeah, short term. That's it. I mean, Spy's the safest C of all time.
Yes, without a doubt.
Fizz himself
is
like, I wouldn't have any queries dropping the C on him, especially after giving you a mouthful there. Like, that makes me want to straight C him even more.
I'll tell you what, most traded out this week has to be Donny Sports. See you later.
Yeah,
fucking coward.
And the other smoky VC is Matty the Waterboy.
As always.
High upside, risky, but he can go big.
Yeah, I back that. He's got a bit of Suafalongo to him.
Yeah, very Suafalongo.
I like it. Well, are you an option this week? You a trade-in option? You going to have a crack?
100%.
What's the go here?
Might be a bit of a smoky, I'd say.
When do you fly out, by the way?
Sunday after lunch.
Really, after lunch?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were earlier than me.
No.
You are, aren't you?
When are you?
Oh, fucking 10 a.m. or something?
Oh, you're soft.
Someone's got to come back and carry the bloke podcast.
I'm
mate.
like 11.
11, yeah, right.
I also have to get back and get ready for that show for games that I haven't watched properly.
Yes. Missing scene. Okay, now, injuries coming out of that. Talk to me.
Well, the Savala one's the interesting one because he's one of the more traded-in players this week. I think he's 5th or something. Just the chart of Sammy Walker is not back to sort of around 14, 15, Fizz said. So people are jumping on him, mate. Negative 11 break even. He has a 65 last week. I don't like it.
I haven't looked at his stats. I'm getting them up now, but I remember them being absolutely dog shit before he scored that try.
His last 2 weeks against the Broncos and Panthers, he scored 21 and 20.
Okay, what are we talking about?
The logic would be just people freeing up cash to make a big trade elsewhere.
Okay, yep. I can
and
hear
because
that.
there's not a lot of great cheapies on the scene this week, that's why he's dual position, but one of those positions is like he's half 2RF. So
he might as well not be dual position.
Exactly, because you're not putting him in your halfback barring disaster. So look, if you're doing it to free up cash, sweet, but I don't see him making that much money. All the attack goes through Sandon Smith. Sandon's goal kicking. Sorry, when I say Sandon and Teddy, he's just a distributor there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, they massacred the Dragons in that one. He put 65 on there. I think he scored his first try in the NRL. A few attacking stats. They have not that it matters, but he has the bye next week into the Bulldogs the week after, into the Sharks and Raiders. I don't like it.
Yeah, and I mean, not that it matters massively, as you said, but like, he's got 3 buys in the next 9 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, not for me. If you're throwing up cash and sure.
Yeah, the other thing is if you buy him going, oh, look, he's cheap and he'll at least cover some of the buy-rounds for me because they play 12, 15, 18 and the mini buy-rounds. But like Physio said, Sammy Walker could be about 14, 15. Sammy Walker could come out that round 15 and then you miss him for the two major buys too. And he probably scores 20 those weeks anyway.
Yeah.
My buy-round plotter's philosophy of last year, that's Savala.
That's Savala, yeah. Hugo would be the face of that.
Yeah, so I just... Yeah, if you're freeing up cash and your second trade you're doing gets you a gun in for like a Jenkins or something, maybe, but I don't love it.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's have some talking points for this week. Now, our talking points we want to sink our fangs into this week is around guys that are Origin smokies or even guys that we think will play Origin. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through a list of guys here and we're going to give a ranking out of 10 for our confidence of them playing Origin. Is that what we're doing?
This is your topic.
Okay, that's what we're doing. We're going to give a ranking out of 10 to both of us of our confidence of them playing Origin. So not of missing out on them featuring, being named, and that includes an extended bench, obviously, because
So
then
just
they'll
being
miss their game too.
selected.
Being selected.
No, I think top 18 because if they're 19,
Sorry,
20,
that's what I meant to
21,
say. Yeah,
they
18,
won't.
so not being available for SuperCoach, essentially.
And we're doing the players relevant, as you said, to SuperCoach, and particularly ones on the fringe who you're going, oh, we'll get to them. They'll work it out.
Certainly talked a lot for being my subject. Dylan Lucas is going to be our very first one. So 10 being 100%, 0 being no hope in hell.
Is it 1 to 10 or 0 to 10?
1 to 10. So 0 to 10. 0 to 10 being no
1
hope.
would be 0%.
I'm a 0.
All right, everybody take a deep breath.
Dylan Lucas. I have got Dylan Lucas. Now that he's back with a few weeks to come, I like that he can cover centre, second row. I've got him at about a 6 out of 10. What do you reckon?
More than likely to play Origin.
That's probably fair. That's not how I had my ranking going. Okay, I'll give him a 5 out of 10. I reckon he'd be a really good fit in jersey 17. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I reckon he's a 50-50 shot. What are you going to give him?
Right now...
Don't you dare say fucking 6. I'll put this trophy through your skull.
Right now, barring injuries, 3? 3 max.
Shit.
Like, look at this. This is off the top of the old dome, as some might say. Olaquatu, Hudson Young, Liam Martin, Angus Crichton. You've got Jacob Preston. You've got back rowers and edge back rowers coming out the woo-ha. This is no knock on Dylan Lucas. I think he'll play Origin one day. He could play Game 3, but unless there's injuries there, I just don't see where he fits in. I know you're saying like he's versatile, he can cover centre, etc., but you got Connor Watson there who can cover a lot of positions as well.
Fair.
I just feel like there has to be probably 2 injuries before he's really considered, right?
I'm downgrading to a 4. You made a very good point there. Our next one is...
Put it this way.
Yeah.
If I was trading him in this week, which I'm not, Origin wouldn't...
I am. I'm downgrading him to a 2.
Yeah. Laurie Daly, big fan of the show. I'm sure he'll take that on board.
He sure will be.
Origin wouldn't impact my trade around Dylan Lucas, put it that way.
Okay, fair. Now we've got Teddy/Edwards. You made me put 2 names in here. Why? We're going to do them both?
Well, I mean, yes.
Okay. I think it'll be Edwards.
So do I. What's your confidence?
Like an 8, I reckon.
Yeah, I'm an 8 too.
Okay.
But it is worth noting for Teddy, who has a break even, I'll get it up, it's about 80 or something. And then he has the bye next. So he's got a break even of 81. The bye next week. Do we agree that is he next in line behind Edwards?
I think so.
If anything would have happened to Edwards round 9 or round 10, this is a bloke coming back from injuries of his own. Teddy gets catapulted into
Sounds quite
the
different.
hungry caterpillar.
Teddy then goes into that mix of Roosters players who then have missed a ton of games.
If it's not Teddy, it could only be Pappy, right? Am I Gutho? I think Teddy has to be the guy.
You could potentially put Turbo at fullback, which would allow you to put Zach Lomax if he's fit on the wing sort of thing. So, but look, all things being equal, probably Teddy. Oh my God, I'd love to see Tom Trbojevic at fullback in Origin.
That would be good to see.
Oh, wouldn't that be so good?
Next name, Val Holmes. 7.
9.
9. I thought we had a conversation the other day whether we were 100% he'd be there.
Look, I haven't put together my Maroons back five, but
He was pretty average in Origin last year, I thought.
who plays ahead of him?
Yeah, I guess the Howarth injury.
Tao Long will be on one wing.
Yeah, you'll have Hamiso at one centre.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe
There's
you're right.
not. They don't have a lot, which is outstanding. Xavier Coates will be the other winger. So you've got a centre spot there. If they could maybe go Cobbo or something. I just think they'll go the tried and tested and go Val Holmes.
Yeah, that's probably fair. All right, I'm upgrading to an 8. I'm going to get one right soon. Kalen Ponga, 9. I think he's in. Reece Walsh isn't playing. I'm hearing the Jai Gray stuff. I think he'll go KP. Your thoughts?
Jai Gray.
Well, some people have floated him as a smoky.
Jeez.
Well, he was leading the Dally M's 8 days ago.
Yeah, Will Kennedy was second. He's not going to play Origin.
They didn't say he was.
Oh my God. As a Blues fan, I hope no knock on Jai Gray. Geez, I hope they pick Jai Gray ahead of Kalen
Jai Gray
Ponga.
would handle himself. He'd be fine.
He would handle himself, yeah.
I think he's probably next man up at the moment if Reece Walsh isn't available.
Oh. Kalen Ponga, 9.
9. Nice. Just stole my idea. Tommy Dearden. Now, we assume Munster will be the 6. We assume DC will be the 7. Dearden's opportunity is at jersey 14. I kind of think they might go for a little changing the guard moment here. I kind of think he will be 14. I've got him at about a 7 or 6.
I've got him at 10 that he'll be in the 18.
A 10?
To be in the 18.
Jesus Christ.
Because
why would they pick him at 18 if they've already got Ben Hunt on the side, for example?
Because
in case they have 4
mate,
injuries.
you're the
in
rugby
halves.
league guru. Like 2 years ago, he was 18th man about 2 or 3 games in a row. Because I remember sitting there going, why would you pick him there when Ben Hunt's in the squad at 14? And they did it anyway. That's why.
I don't reckon he'll be 18th man. I reckon he'll be 14 or not in it. But we'll see.
Well, no, I'm not saying he'll be 18th man. I'm just saying I think he'll be in the 18 somewhere, whether that's 6, 14 or 18. We're talking about from SuperCoach perspective, mate, and I'm saying that he won't be available for the Cowboys on those major buy rounds.
I have a question. When they're picking their 18th man, do they consider who's got the buy and who doesn't at all?
I think it'd very likely come into it, but not really.
Not really?
I don't think so.
All right.
Yeah, I think Dearden's probably the 14.
Okay. Max Plath. What do you got him ranked?
This is hard because this is where Tom Dearden comes into it. So we're getting very rugby league here and a bit slightly away from SuperCoach, but if Dearden's your 14, I don't know. Like, if Max Plath's your 14 or 15, do you need Tom Dearden now? I don't really think so because he can cover hooker and cover Harry Grant. But Max Plath, 5?
Yeah, I would have gone 5 or 6.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Injury doesn't help, obviously.
Next man, Stephen Crichton. I have got him at like a 8 or 9. I think you have to have Critter in the back line somewhere.
Yeah, I think he's a 9, and especially with Zach Lomax injured at the moment, I just don't think there's room for Lomax in there, with provided Brian Toto's back as well. So I think, yeah, I'd go 9.
Okay, Jacob Kiraz. I don't think Lomax is going to be available. I don't think he's going to be back in enough time. Personally, there is a spot open there.
Yeah.
You have got Critter, you've got Turbo, you've got Toto. Like I think everyone's sort of going, Lomax is out. That means that Kiraz will play. Like I still think he's going to need another injury to get in personally. So I've probably got him like.
No, your wingers will be Toto and Turbo.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I think he'll be like 3 or 4. I can't believe how many people are leaving Turbo out of their side. It's all like,
Please.
yeah, it's fucking wild. But anyway.
But yeah, Kiraz, I think he needs at least one injury, and that's if Lomax isn't available. So, like as it stands right now, 2.
Yeah.
Because I think he needs injuries. Yeah.
And then Campbell Graham is the only other one I could see coming to that conversation. He has to be like a 1 or he might even be a 0.5. I think he's a long way away, Campbell Graham. Yeah. That was a really good segment. We should do that again, never. Now, Bluewealth Property represent. They're back on board and they have got an event on Tuesday, the 13th of May, 7 p.m. It is via the webinar, How to Pay Off Your Mortgage with an Investment Property. Everyone with a mortgage wants to pay it off as quick as possible. Some will make extra payments when they can, but most don't have a plan or know how to go about it. A quicker and more efficient approach is to use an investment property to pay off your home loan. The concept of taking on more debt to clear debt doesn't sound right, but Bluewealth will explain how the growth in an investment property can help you get to the point where you can pay off your mortgage much quicker than you otherwise would. Save years off your mortgage and thousands in repayments. Tune in to find out how.
Yeah. I mean, first things first, the biggest thing about Bluewealth Property that they always push on us and tell us to pass on to the listener of Beers and Breakevens is education is number one.
The big E.
You don't need to go there and buy properties and do all that.
Yep.
Ask questions, find out where you're at. Are you in a position to buy, and do all these sorts of things. So education is key. Number two, I don't have an investment property. Guru, you've got about 8 of them, so you're more versed to talk about this than me. I'm more of a rent vesting kind of guy.
Yeah, I am. I don't have an investment property. Tim lied to you. But I think the big takeaway from what Tim said was the education side of things.
You don't want to have any mascot, or
What's that?
you don't have any mascot?
I live in that. It's not an investment property. Thank you. That's it's not a house, it's a home, Kat.
Yeah.
It's a yeah.
Good input, Cat.
Who's come back this week?
Yeah.
What happened to our darling girl from round 7? Where has she gone?
She's still on Hamilton Island.
Still on Hamilton. She's never quite come back,
No.
has she? I think she got cloned over there.
Oh, she
They
came
sent
back
the
last
other
week
way.
for 20 minutes.
She came back for a little brief stint.
Yeah. It was nice.
Glassy-eyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All sorts.
Yeah.
Did that to yourself. But Bluewealth Property, Tuesday, 13th of May, 7 p.m. via webinar. You can be in the Reg Grundies. You can be in your favourite SC Playbook shirt.
Coming soon.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Fuck, stay tuned. I'd like to get one when they come too, if you don't mind.
I'll sort it, mate.
Tuesday, 13th of May, 7 p.m. via webinar, how to pay off your mortgage with an investment property, Bluewealth Property. The link is in the description down below. Go and get the education there. Now, Beers and Breakevens, the league code 295466. Are we Red Rover? Are we closed? We have to be
Round
getting
9.
closed.
I think it was round
This
9
is
when
it.
we
So
closed.
we closed on
nine.
Thursday night.
Yeah.
Get in there. Be quick. The guy that's leading at the moment, his name is 5 Pete Harrison. He's, 1,613. And his overall rank went to number 7 overall.
He won the week. I don't think he's leading it.
He won the week.
Doesn't it say overall rank number 7?
No. But
Points
he's there
scored
because he
for the
won
week.
the week.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. He scored 1,613, but he went to 7 overall.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Great
But
knock.
he's not leading beers.
Yeah, but he led this week, right? What
Yeah.
did I say?
He won the week. He's not leading overall.
Okay, he won this week. Jesus Christ, you two. He won this week. Sorry, Harrison, don't shit down my throat like these two. He won the week. Congratulations to him. 1,613. He's coming 7th overall. His team value is 14,701 and 400. His average per round is 1,302.9. His total score is 10,400 and 20. I'm just trying to piss him off
I was
now.
just going to say, we should definitely shout out someone else because we do have the number 1 ranked
Who is it?
SuperCoach player in Beers and Breakevens, Nick.
Jesse.
Well, the team is called Nick, but it's Jesse. And yeah, number 1 rank overall. They were ranked, well, they've gone up 4 positions. So
How
they
good's
became
that?
first ranked this week.
How
which
many in the
is so
top 10 do we
incredible.
have
We
loitering in
have
there?
1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10.
Jeez.
That's a fair whack.
That's a good nudge.
Yeah. Have you got the same in yours?
We've got like 16 of the top 18.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's
no.
fucking impressive. So shout out to your 5 Pete Harrison. Send us an email, beersandbreakevens@gmail.com, and we will get you sorted. Okay. Timmy, start deep dive. Bo Fermor, Origin Smokey. Scored a try off of one of the great forward passes that sunk me in draft last weekend. I'm over it though. It's fine. Talk to me.
He could have gone to prison for that Tino
That was
Malawi.
fucked,
That
yeah.
was so far forward.
Wild.
I was like, most of us are a Tino owner, and I was like, we've got to have robbery here.
It's not very often you see the old forward out of the hands.
That was a penalty. It was
Yes.
a deliberate forward pass.
It was an alley-oop.
Yeah. Well, let's firstly talk about Bo Fermor. He's one of the most traded in players this week, but I told her to leave me out of the Origin chat, so thanks for that. What are your thoughts?
Sorry, my bad.
No. You did well.
Oh, I didn't talk about him?
Yeah, that was
good. Fantastic. Good to see. Cut that out, Kat.
That's staying in.
Doing good things, Bowie. I did look at him this week.
No, did you? Origin chat. Do we think he's... what's his rating for Origin?
Sorry, I thought...
You said to me before today's show that you and Kat had a particularly scat day and you've been all over the shop. And look, you haven't failed to deliver.
I did say that, and it was true.
I'm actually not. That was the most confusing 30 seconds for me because I was lost from the beginning.
Do you think Bo Fermor will play Origin?
From 10 to 0.
Who will be the edges? So we have...
What did you two do in Melbourne?
We had a big... We had a trip. Don't worry about that.
What kind of trip?
Speak for yourself, mate.
Oh, you didn't enjoy yourself in Melbourne?
No, I didn't.
What? Fucking Jesus.
Edges for the Maroons.
Yeah, who do we think it'll be?
Well, I think Fermor's a decent chance. There's David Feeder's not getting picked for the Titans. Jeremiah Nanai's been off the bench all year because he got demoted to the bench.
I think he'll get picked. I think he's playing himself into
You think
it.
he'll start?
I reckon he will, personally.
It fills me with joy as a Blue supporter, honestly.
I know, you've certainly kept that to yourself on the show recently. So last year, Nanai was on one edge for the first two games, then Kurt Capewell started on the edge.
Yeah, and
Ruben Cotter started on the
Cotter
edge in game 3,
edge.
and Jaden Sewer game 1 and game 2.
That's what I mean. So there's no standout.
Yeah, that's very fair. You know what? Based on looking at that, I probably think he will play.
And if not starting, he offers such versatility off the bench to be able to cover centre as well. He's a huge chance.
Yeah, you know what? Now that you say it, I think he probably will play it. Now that we've put the team together and analysed, I think he will play. So
what's your number?
7 or 8?
I'll go 7.
7. I think 7's fair.
So on to the deep dive. So 132 points on the weekend, had a try and a try assist. It's a very popular trade in this week. The issue with Bo Fermor is, does he keep playing back row? Because he always deputises at centre. 5 games in the second row this season, he's averaging 78.6 per game. He's had 2 games at centre for scores of 28 and 35. Last season, he played 6 games at centre for the Titans. So 553k, break even of negative 18. I think he's a good buy, but with the Origin stuff as well, he'll miss a fair... I mean, he hasn't been picked for the Maroons yet, but he'd miss around 12, 15, 18. They do have 2 of their buys on the major buy rounds, which is good for Origin players for the Titans. So, you know what? You probably still could buy him if you were keen.
I think I'd rather pay up for Dylan Lucas, personally.
I would prefer Lucas too.
Yeah, I think that's what I am going to do
But
this week.
they are very similar. Lucas has better base.
Yep, that's fair. Yep. I side towards Dylan Lucas in that sitch.
You could have both, but...
Little Mexican girl. Jerome Hughes, talk to me.
Okay, enjoyed
Heaps
that.
weird if you didn't understand it.
Yeah, it took me a minute, yeah. Jerome Hughes. So more of a question around Jerome Hughes. He's dropped in price plenty.
I've got him at a 0 to play Origin for what it's worth.
First one you've got right all day, mate. So Jerome Hughes, 61 point average for the season. He's dropped down to 620k, dropped 185k in price so far. He has had, disregarding the injury game where he only played 40 minutes against the Warriors, he's averaging 70.4 per game. That included games of 60 minutes and 69 minutes earlier in the year where he was given early spells. Question for you, Roo, is the Storm have poor major buy period schedule. They missed the first 2 major buys in round 12 and 15. But Jerome Hughes, he averaged 82 points last year, 71 the year before. Where do you sit with Jerome Hughes? Is he a target for you? You don't own Hines. I think Hines is a buy in the next couple of weeks because he has a great fixtures over that buy period. There's a world where you sell Nathan Cleary leading into Origin. What's your thoughts on Jerome Hughes?
I've never owned Jerome Hughes in Classic. Never done it. But you are right. I think Nathan Cleary could quite possibly be a sell over the next few weeks. I think I am going to have to go to either him or Nico Hines. I'm actually kind of liking what I'm seeing from Hines at the moment, to be completely honest with you.
Nico's a better buy than Hughes right now, in my opinion, because Nico plays the first two major buy-ins, round 12 and round 15. So there's a world where you could potentially go Hines or whoever to Jerome Hughes after that for that round 18 bye week and just hold him for the rest of the season. But I still feel like probably the two for the back end are going to be Hines and Cleary, but Hines, he's got great coverage and he's starting to look better.
Yeah, I think I prefer Hines over Hughes personally. That's the direction I'll be going in. But I always just worry with Hughes that I'm going to sit down on Friday night, Melbourne going to be humming, but he's not going to be the main guy that night. And that just fucking ruins me. There's just so much strike in that.
So much goes through him.
I know. I don't know.
We did this last year, and it didn't end up well.
No. Yeah, 100%. I've never been a huge guy, but I think you could go much worse. I am on the Nico train at some point over the next few weeks.
I think Nico's the better buy leading into the buy period, yes.
Yeah.
But you could definitely have both, and he's on my radar.
Yeah. And I've been pretty off Hines from a SuperCoach point of view earlier in the season. I'm starting to like what I'm seeing. So let's talk about Sandon Smith. Absolutely killed it on the weekend. Game of his career.
How'd you go for your side?
Didn't pick him. You remember
Neither
like
did
3 weeks ago, I made a big song and dance on this show about how he always just finds an attacking side. I'm happy to just pick him every week.
Found heaps of them on the
Yeah, I haven't got it right since. I've played him for all his shit scores and missed out on all the good ones. So
tell you what,
shout out.
After all the questions around hooker, what a difference a week can make. Like I was looking at my hooker position going, spoke about it last week in depth, saying I'm just going to basically not sacrifice the position, but I'm going to hold on to Sandon Smith and play him each week until a better buy emerges. And then he came out and did that. I'm like, oh wow, he's got the ceiling.
Yeah. He certainly does. With a negative, he's almost at 500k with a -8 break.
Yeah, and he's just look. I'm realistic that he could come out this week and score 30, and he could do the same the next week. But as far as the hooking options go at the moment, the form that he's shown, he's just sit there and play him until something better pops up.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Anyway, on his stat, second highest SuperCoach score of all time for a player that's been sin binned. Second to Val Holmes against the Tigers in 2023 when he scored 136. It's a shout out to Rando.
I VC'd him that night.
Val?
Yep.
Did you? Was it like that?
No. Yes, it was, sorry. I was in Perth, though.
Wasn't
it over
the
there.
game when they beat him 66-0 or something, and then about a month later, they went up north and didn't the Tigers pump them?
No, I think it was only last year that it happened. I was in Perth.
That was last year that it happened.
It was a high-scoring game. It was like 40 to 30 or something ridiculous. Cowboys ended up winning, but it was a high-scoring affair, and he had a day out, Val. I have a feeling they might have been wearing a Women in League jersey, potentially. I could be wrong.
Anyway, not overly super.
Doesn't happen very often. I don't know why we were talking about that.
Yeah. Second highest SuperCoach score of all time for a player that's been binned.
Yeah, that's good.
Shout out, Rando.
Really good from you. That sounded like a Rando start.
Thanks.
Talk to me about the Sharkies.
Sharkies, a little mate, old mate of yours. Actually, he didn't do great things for you. Britton Nikora.
He did not do great things for me.
Britton Nikora last...
He did little to no good things for me, let alone great things for me.
Nikora bottoming out at 555k. Still got a break even of 90 because he scored 45 or something on the weekend with the sin bin. Might not have even mean that. I'm just getting the shades of last year, Roo, because you got on him early and he did nothing, and then he started going bonkers well after he'd done damage to your team in the wrong way. But after 14 rounds last season, he was averaging 54.8 points per game. He then went the 120 against the Dolphins, where he did look after you. Finished the season with a 70-point average. So basically from that game onwards, he went nuts.
Yeah.
Worth noting, his base from 45 down to 39 this season. Not ideal, but again, like he's... For a gun 2RF, he's attack reliant compared to, the big work rate back rowers, but we know he can get it. What are your thoughts? Is he on your radar at all moving forward?
I hadn't looked at him yet. I will start looking at him. I was probably going to start looking at him next week. I mean, you say he's attack reliant, but like he runs the best line in rugby league in a side that's usually running downhill. I mean, he's been average this year. He's scored 5 tries in 8 games. Like, yeah, I'm okay to rely on him to get some attacking stats. I will look at him. I'll give him another week when he'll probably be, he could if he doesn't score a try this week, he could quite easily be down closer to 500K. And then, I think you have to seriously consider him.
Let's move on to trades. I think I'm getting him.
Oh, you're doing it? Oh, wow.
Guess
the
that means I
sandcastle
am.
has begun to fall.
Guess that means I am too.
We'll ride him together.
Not good for you.
No, we work well together. Unlike you two.
Don't be.
please.
What do you mean not good?
Don't
for
hate
Hey,
you.
you brushed me for him.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
it's
now you can ride the
results
train.
based.
I like him.
You're going to do it. You're actually going to do it. Now, is this Tim Williams Tuesday night? I'm going to do it. Then you get to Friday and you backflip. You do the complete fucking opposite, or are you actually going to put your balls on the line on beers and break-evens here and say I am buying him and there is no backing out?
Firstly, you're describing yourself. Secondly, I captained Drinky last week, mate. I'm a new man.
Okay, so look down the barrel and promise to our beers and break-evens fans.
No, because I'm not a dog like you that says, oh, I'll do this, and then you get to Thursday and then I change my mind. I'm also not dumb enough that if I say that now, I have to commit to it.
That's what a commitment is.
Things change during the week.
What's going to change? You know his price. You know the sort of bloke he is. You know the sort of pedigree he has. You know the matchup he has. If you're going to spruik it now, put your balls on the line and back it in.
You're an idiot.
Do it.
No.
Fucking coward. See, nothing's changed at all around here. Nothing has changed at all. It's all smoke and mirrors.
How many times?
what a grind.
Come on, we've all backflipped after swearing down the barrel of a camera. We've all backflipped. On
Yeah, but we
things.
didn't fucking come in with that sort of macho fucking energy.
I haven't backflipped after standing in the barrel.
What? You're joking, aren't you?
No.
Jesus.
If on a-
you got more of DC about you than Physio
when we
does.
record this, Roo, it's this is what I'm thinking this week. It's not I am doing this week.
Please. So, Britt Nikora, you're actually looking at him, or is this
I think I'm going to buy him.
you think you're going to buy him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm at on an Origin scale comparison, I'm at an 8 out of 10.
You're at an 8 out of 10 to buy him
Yeah, I
this
think
week.
I am. I'm going to go
Solid.
Thomas Cant to him.
Okay.
Put it this way, he plays round 12 and round 15, the first two major bye rounds. Parramatta this week, great matchup. I think with that coverage of the early Origin period coverage, in the next three games, I think he's going to have a boomer of a score. Base, yes, it hasn't been great, but he's been so close to getting through the line and scoring tries. He does every week because, as you said, he's the best line runner in the game, basically, as a back rower.
Yep.
He's going to have that score, and then, look, it might be 80, it might be 120, we'll see. But people are going to go, oh, shit, he's playing around 12 and 15. He's bottomed out in price. I'm buying. I just want to go a week or two earlier than everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Fair shout. Yeah.
And-
I think he'll drop cash this week. I think it'll be a really good look next week, but I have no problem with you going early this week.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's my only trade.
Okay, I don't mind that. So okay, so let's say in a like a wild bizarro world, you don't end up doing that. What's like your next play that you're looking at?
Like originally my plan last week, and even coming in this week, was to go Thomas Cant to Dill Lucas.
Yeah.
Dill Lucas just second week back from a hamstring injury, still a recurrence rate there, highish break even. I see a bit of an antipod play in blokes with a chance of getting injured again. We know that with hamstring injuries, the first week it's about 20% chance of re-injury or a bit less. Second week I think it's 10% or something. So people flocked to him last week. People are flocking this week. I think he's the most traded in player. If it does tweak again, people have got him in, got him out. I see that as a bit of like an antipod move.
Yeah.
I want Dylan Lucas. I'll get him for the Origin period, but I'll probably get him next week for like a Tom Jenkins or someone. I've got some money in the bank.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at, going the other way and going the Nikora direction. I also really want Dylan Lucas at CT dub. And I can't really do it this week in one hit, I don't think. So happy to wait a week on him. There's not a lot of trades I like this week. I don't have any pressing trade outs. I've got a few blokes with higher break evens, but they're not rushes.
Yeah.
So just the one trade and
Is the lack of options this week? Do you think maybe that's pushing you towards Britt Nikora or?
well, it's not a luxury trade because Thomas Cant's been dropped, but it's like I could wait a week. He could drop some more price. Who knows what could happen? But I'm like, nah, screw it. Team's going well. He can go on the attack. He's 2.2% ownership among top-ranked teams. He has a ceiling. As I said, if he goes poorly this week, he gets down to sort of 500K, you're only going to get him about 50 grand cheaper anyway, but he has this high upside. I just think, even if he goes poorly this week, people are still going to look at his pedigree. the footy that Sharks are playing in attack and go, I want him for the buy period. So I'm like, worst case, he goes 45-45, he drops 50K and people buy him anyway.
Yep.
That's how I see it playing out.
Yep, fair shout. As far as my trades, I want to get Dylan Lucas in this week. I can't get him in at my CTW as it stands. The guys that I've got there in Tamale and Toya, I've still got a bit of bicky to make, so I'm going to actually bring him into my 2RF. Everyone's talking Cant and Egan, which I get. But in order for me to get to Lucas with the money I have in the bank, I actually have to go Matty Nicholson. So I'm going to go Nicholson to Egan. Nicholson to Dylan Lucas. He's got a 68 break even, Nicholson. So, you could hold him for another week. I don't think he's a bad player to hold on to or anything, but I'm just going to move him to Lucas this week. And then my plan will be, mate, to next week go probably Toya, trade him out to a 2RF and move Lucas down there. So it's a bit of a 2-week play for me, but I think that's the best option for me this week. If Cant was playing and maybe losing a bit more money, that might change the conversation a little bit. But I'm sort of okay with going down that avenue. Thoughts? You're not a Nicholson owner, but with a 68 break even, if he's not scoring tries, he's scoring 40s. I think it's kind of the play.
He's an interesting one, isn't he? Like, his last 4 games, he scored 70, 43, 70 and 91. And he's scored 3 tries in that time. And there's been line breaks and all sorts of stuff. So has a base of 45 this season. That bumps up. About 45. I think I'm with you. Like, if he doesn't score, he probably scores about 45.
Yep.
He plays the first major buy. Yeah, my only thing would be, like, do you hold him for that first major buy-in and then flip him?
But Mate, we with his best 13 now, I'm pretty well set for. I've got a lot of guys that are playing in that.
Much.
So I'm not concerned about that.
I've had a bit of a look at my buy-round numbers for 12, 15, 18. They're very good for all of them.
Yep, I'm feeling good about mine too, so I'm not overly concerned about that.
As per lessons learnt from last year, if one of the bye weeks I've got 11 players, but my team's gone where I want it to be, and I've sacked a few plotters that could have been an extra number for 30 points, I'm okay with it. I've accepted that. Still going to try to get to the 13, don't get me wrong, but it's not the end of the world if it doesn't.
Yep, no, I completely agree. All right, sit v starts for this week, mate. Just having a look at my side as we talk. Lucas into the starting side. I'll have obviously Terrell May as one of my reserves. I think I have to go with Sandon. I will then have Drinky, and then I have to just pick one of sort of Tamale, Toya, or Riley Smith. I will probably take a little punt on who your Raiders got. Melbourne.
Storm Sunday evening.
No, although that right edge is rank for Melbourne.
Yes.
Just whether he gets the pill or not.
I know. I don't mind the Tamale just up the sleeve. If someone is ruled out late, you can always whip it on Tamale late. It gives you a bit of coverage in that final game.
Or Dylan Egan's my other option as well. Do we think his lack of minutes last week was just game dependent?
I think so, but I'm only guessing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Knowing me, Tim, I think I get to Sunday and I want to take a little play on Tamale and Magic Round.
Also, you'll be dusty after 2 days on it and you'll be hating life and you won't give a shit. You're like, screw it, I'm going for it.
Yep.
There'll be no reasoning behind it. It'll just be,
That sounds pretty accurate.
You know what? I love a bit of super coaching over Magic Round. People get wild, they get excited. You can coerce people into doing dumb shit. Like, it's especially captains where someone goes, I've got a feeling about Rob Toya on Friday at 8 p.m. against the Dolphins. They're all sauced up. I'm going to captain Rob Toya.
I like it.
Weird shit happens.
Yeah, it's great. It's the best. What about your sit v starts, mate? What are we talking?
Mate, for the most part, they pick themselves. Like, my bench will be Terrell May, Cleary, Brown and Ponga. It's in the CT dubs. So, like, I'll play Sandon Smith every week at number 9 for the time being. And it's my CT dubs. I've got Kiraz and Marju. I have to pick I've got Olaquatu and Garrick on the bye. So 2 of Billy Smith, Rob Toya, Tamale and Tom Jenkins.
Yep.
I think I like the idea, to our point, of just keeping Tamale up the back sleeve for any late outs so that I can play him Sunday evening. Melbourne's, that edge is battling, but it's still Melbourne. It's tough, right? Like, Jenkins I feel better about with Garner in him than McLean. The Broncos, though, Magic Round, they've got a good record up there on Magic Round. They'll be up for it. Worries me. Penrith I still hate the left edge at Penrith, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'm leaning to Smith and Toya against the Dolphins. I don't like it, but Just that I'm a little bit weak there this week.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think in captains wise? What do you? I'm just having I'm just running an eye over it.
I had a chat with Spy on.
I don't love it.
No. Well, I had a chat with Spy on Playbook Potty, and we sort of talking about the prospect of the scores Haas and Terrell are playing, banging out at the moment. We had a really good chat around vice captaincy loopholing and like that bar dropping as we sort of predicted, and you don't need to score as many, that we spoke about at nauseum. So about just going your more on a week where there's not a lot of high upside fullbacks and halfbacks, etc. You go your sort of high upside vice captain, and then just lock in Terrell or Payne Haas as your captain at the moment.
I don't mind it,
mate. They're going nuts doing not a lot. So at the moment, I'm sort of thinking.
Have you got Nico?
Yeah. I don't mind the VC on Nico.
I don't mind that at all.
But I'm thinking the Drinky VC. Cowboys on a bit of a tear. Warriors been up for a while. They're due for a down week. May or may not happen, but I like the Drinky VC into a captain on either Terrell or Payne Haas.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the play of the captain on the front row forward, it makes complete sense to me. Magic round when I'm sinking piss all weekend. I'll tell you a hot tip, I'm not captaining a fucking front row forward. I'm not be doing that. So my VC will be Teddy, my captain will probably be Drinky. I think that's the avenue I probably look down.
If I had those two guns, I would do similar. If I had Teddy and Drinky, I reckon I'd follow it. I just don't. Like my fullbacks, obviously not going to do Ponga at the moment, although you could. I've got Drinky and Pappenhausen. So Pappy, you could against the Raiders. It was 8 games into Magic Round. If the Raiders pack get a 1-up on... Are you sitting there thinking about Ponga?
No, I'm not. Oh. Mate, I was actually going to say to you, do we ever get to a point where you don't play KP, or has he just got...
Oh, dear Lord, no. No.
Do you think you get to a point where you might sell him?
Yep.
I mean...
If he...
Fuck, he's 538.
Yeah. If we get to round 12, he'll have played the Bunnies, Titans and Eels. If he scores poorly in those 3 games, the 3 best matchups you can get, 2 of them in Newcastle... and then he gets picked for Origin, I'll cut him there because if you can't score well in those games or show something, nothing's going to change.
Yeah.
So, my other fullback option is Pappy against the Raiders. Raiders are going well. Their pack's very good. If they get up over the Storm pack, it's a bit risky. So, I know what you mean, though. Magic round being their front row forward captain is so boring.
Yeah, I won't be doing that. I genuinely, mate, I don't know how you'd get up in the morning and look at yourself in the mirror if you're doing that at Magic Round. That's the shittest thing I've ever heard. Are we done?
I'm surprised you can hear me from 10K rank. It's a long way
6,
down.
thank you.
6K, sorry.
6K. Where's your rank, Kat? We never got around to it. How you looking?
I really don't want to say.
Looking at your team on Thursday night, I actually thought you were looking okay.
It's my sick V starts. I absolutely effed myself.
Yeah, that's right.
Like I used up my F-bomb quota watching the Rabbitohs the other night, so I'm trying to pull back a little bit.
That much for free.
Oh my days, that was terrible. But it's my V starts. That is my absolute downfall in SuperCoach. I don't think my trades are bad. I think I have no clue who to reserve and who not to reserve. And I know that Captain Hindsight, who has come up a few times today, we can all see what I could have done. But I think I'm just not making good decisions. It's quite a consistent issue.
How many boosts do you have left?
4.
6. By the way, if you get the opportunity in your board, go and watch the South Melbourne game and that play where Pappy ends up getting sin bin down the sideline. Just play it in slow motion and see if you can notice Kat and my wife going nuts in the corner there. Some great images there. A lot of pointing, a lot of yelling.
Yeah, I went nuts a few times in that game.
Very good gear.
What trades this week, Kat?
Copy and paste yours, mate.
She's got it worked out.
I'm going to copy your CV starts as well.
She's taking the guru approach.
Absolute cowards.
And I will look down the barrel and I will say,
I will
whatever Timmy does.
Hey, if you were to give yourself that ranking out of 10 to beat me this year, where have you got yourself sitting?
10.
Like a genuine, you've said this before and obviously delivered fuck all. So you genuinely think you've got me this year?
Oh, mate, beat me 3 times, possibly 4 times. No, I'm rattled from the last 3 years. I've got no idea what's going to happen.
Where would you have yourself? Like you're in a good spot. You got more trades than me. You're up 5,000 ranks.
I've got
right
more
now.
trades than you by 1.
Okay, have you got more trades than me?
Oh my God.
Thank you. Where do you like a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10?
Whatever I say, if you end up beating me and you go 4 on the trot, you're going to clip up and you're going to use it at the end of the year.
I would never.
Yeah, so no answer.
So,
You're like 250 behind me or 300
All right,
behind
no,
me.
let's turn the question. How confident are you that you can come back to beat Timmy?
the thing that fills me with confidence is that I feel like I've been in worse spots and beaten you.
You have.
I have been in worse spots and beaten you.
2 years
You
ago.
haven't been as high as this, but I've been further behind you and managed to
2
come
years
back.
ago, you're a mile behind me, and you.
I think I was
you-
like 500 or 600 points behind you.
You
I was
stormed
gone.
home, and it wasn't because I went bad. It was because you stormed home.
Yeah. I'm still confident. I would put myself at about a 6 or a 7.
To run me
Okay.
down.
Yeah, because I've got the runs on the board previously, and I know that you tend to get the wobbles a little bit. So once that finish line
Timmy.
is in the horizon, old Timmy Williams, the Kuma shakes start to kick
Runs
in.
on the ball. When did you finish second?
Oh, please. Fuck. That was COVID, mate. It didn't even count. It was one of your 6 teams, too.
You got to cling on to something.
Are we done?
Please.
Yes.
Yeah, it's late as fuck. Okay. Thank you for joining us once again on Beers and Breakevens. Guys, the Lontel link, it is down in the description. Use the code BEERS there. Go check it out. And Bluewealth Property, they have got that event coming up. It is a webinar. So make sure, guys, you hit the link down there to have a look at that one. That is the 13th of May at 7 p.m. How to pay off your mortgage with an investment property. Unreal stuff. We will be back a little bit later tonight for the late show. If you're not tuning into that, we will see you at the Caxton Hotel. Shocking day to be a schooner. Love you all lots. See you there.